Hello and welcome everyone to the 148th One Nation, One Planet, One Race for World Peace for Tuesday, December 15th, 2020. This is a broadcast of the Keshe Foundation Spaceship Institute Education Department and part of the public teachings in English. My name is Rick Cremond. I'll be a host today along with Mark. And I believe the Universal Council is ready to begin presenting today's workshop. And I think we'll hear from Azar first. Is that correct?
Good morning, everyone. Good morning, Rick. Yes, this is Azar, UC Farsi. Rick, if we can go to the first slide for the platform, please. So I can take it. Okay, so this is a platform for one planet, one nation, one race for world peace. So this is a platform that Universal Council member come here, and this is the connection in physicality. The reason I say this because when someone become a Universal Council, it means they connected to the soul with the soul of that language, and their work doesn't have hours, is at the level of the soul and is 24/7. And then we come to this platform to perform this in a physical level. What it means we bring what we experience in physical level in wherever we are, what language we speak, what's going on, we bring it to the platform. This is the time that we are kind of transiting to the next level of this planet. And for that reason, it's very important that we, as a UC member, whoever we are, there's two things here. One is the UC members, whoever the language they present, to bring to the table what is going on in the language. There's always something going on because we are in the transition time. It means we are transiting the cycle. From December 21st, the cycle that, at least for the past 200 years, the cycle was a cycle of from top down. It's changing. No longer the top down is going to stick. If we were used to, we have a hierarchy, this is going to dissolve, and it started in December of this year because that 200 years is finished. So it means it becomes flat. So we want all the UC members to come and talk about the nation. It's very important. And another thing is, UC members are leading the way, but they're not leaders. They're leading the way in a way they're connected to the language. What it means they're leading the way in totality, in one line, everyone on this planet, because they're all equal. So this is for the UC member. So we know in the transition time is very, very important for all of us, wherever we're from, what language we're connected, to bring to the table what is going on in my language. If there's nothing going on, at least acknowledge that nothing is really going on here. And then this is for the UC member. The other one is for the people who participating and come here and hear us when it's live, or when later they hear us, wherever you are. Also is your job, because since something brought you to this platform, it means it's your responsibility to bring to the table what do you see in your area, what do you see in your language, what do you see in a neighboring area. These are all the connection we need to do. This is in physical level, because as I said, UC member is always connected to 4/7, is working with the language they connected, is non-stop. Once they accept the position, is something going on until they come down from the position. So it's very important we use this platform in the right way, because it's, as I said, from this December 21st, we're going to a really change time. Is starting slowly, but it's going to start changing rapidly. And this is the opportunity we have to implement everything that we wish for the future of mankind at this point in this platform. So I'm going to read for you what is written here on this page about the Universal Council and what it is. To the beauty of the soul of diversity, of the languages spoken on planet Earth, all souls are as equal and all are as creators, as they are created in the image of the Creator. Ray, can you go to the next page, please? Okay, so I spoke about this on the best use of the one planet, one nation, one race. We can go to the next page, please. Okay, so before, I think Marie probably wants to talk about this. Before I allow Marie to talk, I just want to say something about Iran, which came to my mind. We published 2 books, the first 2 books of Mr. Keshe in Iran, and we just got the permission to publish the 3rd book. It was a little bit challenging for us to do that. It took a little bit longer. The reason for it, because the 3rd book, as you know, is called Creation of the Origin of the Universe. So the organization who check these books and read it, they make sure is in line with Quran, with the national religion in that country. So what was fascinating to see that in that book, they found so many areas in Quran that talk about what is written in that book that will come. It means that gives the validity of the knowledge that Quran promised to the Muslim people, that in one day there's a knowledge that comes that's going to change humanity. And so since the validity of it was there, they approved the publication of the book, and then we're going to go to the print. Thank you.
Hello, this is Marie. I am the Universal Council member for the Norwegian language. And I want to talk about the meetings that we have had with religious leaders. A meeting between Universal Council and the religious leaders. We had 2 meetings so far, and these meetings is very well facilitated by the KF Brazil. The first meeting, we met the Tibetan monk, and he was a nuclear engineer. So he was on the same technical level as our Mr. Keshe, in a way. And very nice person, but very intelligent. But he knew about the plasma technology and was very positive, and also wanted peace on earth and unity between all people and things like that. But today I want to talk about that second meeting. That was 4th of December on a Friday, and we met the Catholic priest, Father Ticao from Brazil. And Father Ticao was very excited about the Keshe Foundation technology from Mr. Keshe, and is already in contact with knowledge seekers. I think there was one woman that works with him in this religious community, which is a knowledge seeker. And there were 8 people sitting together with him, and when he was answering our questions. And he was very positive. And he told us that next year they will teach in this church community plasma technology twice a week. And they will want to start with the, you know, since it's the thing in the whole world, and the agriculture. Father Tikao was very impressed by the One Cup, One Life, and he is also introducing that in the church. His church reaches 7 million people, and he got lots of hope, and we're also interested in the energy part of the technology, and he wanted to learn more. And they had even made experiments in the church using plasma technology with good results. Father Tikao said that Mr. Keshe is giving hope in what he's doing. And he said he liked that he is empowering people for them to learn and work with the technology. So this is what Mr. Keshe have taught us, that this technology is empowering ourselves. So we don't need leaders anymore, because we will be our own kings and queens. The church community is, of course, in touch with the knowledge seekers in Brazil. Actually, I think it's a pretty close connection there. And Asar from Universal Council, she was asking Father Tikao, will they take what they learned and share it with other religious groups like Muslims and Jews, and to work together with them? And Father Tikao, he said that their desire is to make unity, especially to this universal technology. They will start conversation with other religious groups like Muslim groups. So how I understood it is that any religious or any person from any religious group is welcome in the classes to learn more about plasma technology. So that is very good. And also had another question. She asked, will you take this to Vatican? And can you see this as, can you see no, or a world without the Vatican, no church, but that we work together in unity? And when Father Tikao got to know more about Mr. Keshe, he thought, his thought was how to bring this to the Vatican. So that was actually his first thought, he said, to bring this to the Vatican and to make a meeting between Mr. Keshe and the Vatican. He felt it was a lot of similarities in goodness and in peace. And he will work for, or Father Tikao will work for that, to bring that meeting and write a letter to the Vatican. Then there was another question from Asai. Will religious leaders come forward and bring the unification of humanity without government? Do they see themselves as able to do that? And Father Tikao is talking in this dimension of talking to the leaders. He wishes to bring the technology to the people, to empower the people. And doing that by trying to learn basics about health and to share everything. And Mr. Keshe was thanking Tikao. Keshe Foundation will give a response on any request, Mr. Keshe said. And it shows that the plasma technology will make the change. And I think even Father Tikau invited Mr. Keshe to Brazil. So Father Tikau responded, "Thank you, Mr. Keshe, for the encouraging words. We are here to work together to spread this technology." And Mr. Keshe hopes to collaborate more with this church and Father Tikau, and hopes he can spread it to other churches too. And Father Tikau responded that it's a pleasure to work with other religious groups and teach to help people. And he invited Mr. Keshe to his church. And Mr. Keshe hopes to be back in Brazil after this situation. And Father Tikau said he was having a lot of hope for the future. And his knowledge seeker, who is called Barbara, is put up to create a methodology to spread the technology to other communities and churches. So this work is already started. And Asar had another question. If Father Tikau and his church will act as an intermediary between Israel and Iran for peace talk. And the response was that Father Tikau is putting himself available. He can make a letter together with the Universal Council. Now that we have all this peace, he said, this letter can be sent to governors through the embassies. The Tsar was thanking for the offer, and in fact, there are things going on in that matter without saying anything more about that. And Father Tikau said, "You can count on us. We are at your service." They already have contact with the Muslim communities in their area, and they can also use this. They can also join us in the peace work. So it's already working together to unite the Muslims and the Christians in his area. And he said, "I have been a priest for 42 years and I've been dreaming about peace." He sees the possibilities coming through this technology. And each person can make their own path with this technology and spread it horizontal. Once one know, they learn it's the simple technology, and then we spread it. And then there was a question from Salomia, who asked if the Baha'i community could be included in the work writing this letter. And of course, Asar responds, and the purpose is to join all the religions. Yeah, and then there was a little bit more about how many, and so in this church that Father Tikau represents, in this area, there are 250,000 people, 30 communities. There lives 4 million people, actually. So maybe he had 250 members of his church, 250,000 members. I'm not sure, but yeah. The church embraces and supports the course with the plasma, with the people from all religious backgrounds. So that was my summary. And I know that Father Tikau and his group is already working tight with the Brazilian Keshe Foundation. So all is in the best hands in a way. Thank you. So that was my summary, and if maybe we go to the next slide. Okay, so Rafael Teixeira from Keshe Foundation Brazil, and Rosana from TV Galactica, and me from the Universal Council. We have had 13 interviews so far on Rosana's channel on YouTube, and it's been very interesting. And the format now is that Rosana collects and writes questions, and Rafael is translating them to English and sending them to me, and I spread these questions with the Universal Council. So we are all answering these questions, and I present the answers in this meeting. And it's tonight at 11 p.m. CET. And I was going to share the link. I do that very soon. Okay, so that was my promotion for the interview with TV Galactica. So we can go to the next slide. Yes. So this is some videos that we have received from the Portuguese community. And it's so high quality on the work from this Brazilian community that it's very fun to see. So let's see what comes first. Let me see, because I want to say something. If you can wait, just wait a second. I'm going to read something. This is from Rafael. It's from the Brazilian community. And Rafael wrote to me, I just want to share this beautiful image of the people here in Brazil gathered in front of the TV learning about Keshe Foundation plasma science. It's very nice to see that instead of watching soap operas, they are together learning about Keshe Foundation plasma science. Hopefully this will be a normal scene in the houses of the whole world. So let's play the video.
E salve. Com este material, montamos reator com uma ligação específica. E após todas as peças estarem em suas devidas posições, adicionamos uma solução de água com sal que varia entre 10 a 15% de concentração. A partir desse momento, e salve. Com este material, montamos reator com uma ligação específica. E após todas as peças estarem em suas devidas posições, adicionamos uma solução de água com sal que varia entre 10 a 15% de concentração. A partir desse momento...
We cannot see.
It was visible on
You
Zoom.
can't, sorry, you can't see the video?
No,
It's
I see the video.
You see the video. It's stopping. It only went for 19 seconds, so maybe I didn't download enough of it or something, or it didn't download properly. Is that how far it goes? Is only 19 seconds, or does it continue?
from my side, I was not seeing it. I don't know why. I'm seeing only your face, Rick.
Okay, then you need to change your settings to different, something different perhaps. You should be able to see the video. Is anybody else having trouble seeing the video?
I had no problem seeing the video, but it's not very long either. It's about 20 seconds or something.
Okay, then I thought it continued.
We can play it once more, maybe.
Sure.
If it's...
Let's try it again. In fact, I'll reshare it just to make sure that it's going through properly here. Try changing your settings, Emmanuel. You might be able to figure that out differently. Okay, let's try it again.
E salve. Com este material, montamos reator com uma ligação específica. E após todas as peças estarem em suas devidas posições, adicionamos uma solução de água com sal que varia entre 10 a 15% de concentração. A partir desse momento,
Great. Okay, so we have another video from the Brazilian Keshe Foundation. And that is something else. Let me just see. It's a video made by the Brazilian knowledge seekers where they recite a beautiful poem about the cup of life and plasma technology.
Copo da vida.
Keshe Cup of Life.
Sou o copo da vida.
I'm the cup of life.
Trago proteção e prevenção.
Bringing protection and prevention.
Doando a ti libertação.
Giving to all liberation.
Para encanto e transformação, tornando o planeta uma nação.
For soul and transformation to the whole world, the nation.
Criando e trazendo condição do plasma à energia.
Creating and bringing condition from plasma to energy.
Sou a nova ciência e tecnologia para a comunidade universal, a porta de ida.
I'm new science and technology to the universe community, the gateway to the unity.
Sou o copo da vida, vim para transformar, por meio da ingestão e borrifação, em informação estelar.
I am the cup of life, came to transform through ingestion, stellar formation by spraying.
Acalentando a alma por inalação, estou pronto para o amor doar e a ti elevar.
Nourishing the soul by inhalation, I'm ready for love's donation through the soul and elevation.
Inovo e sou capaz, produzo ganhos para a paz. Sou o copo que irradia alegria. Sou a fonte criadora, a energia da luz que nos guia.
I produce gains for peace. I radiate cheer. Came from the Creator's field, the energy of light that life stir.
So thank you to the Brazilian team for this very beautiful video. Okay, so then I think it's I'm finished with what I'm going to do. And next up, could you go to the next slide, Rick? Are you there, Stefania?
I know Jefferson has his hand up. Maybe he wanted to say something about the video. Would you like to take that?
Yeah, let's do that.
Okay. Go ahead, Jefferson.
Hello, good afternoon. Can you hear me well?
Yes, we can hear you.
Hello, this is Jefferson from Brazil, Jefferson Rodriguez, and it's a very honor for me to be here and try to say something about this poem. And I'm not a translator, but I will make it in Portuguese first, if you allowed me. And then in English, I'll do my best to make
Yes.
it.
Do that. Yes, it's okay. Do that.
Ok. Muito boa tarde, pessoal. Jefferson Rodrigues, aqui do Brasil. Eu gostaria de acrescentar algumas considerações a respeito desse poema. E eu pedi que falar primeiro em português, depois tentar traduzir em inglês esse meu sentimento. A ideia do copo da vida, desse poema, veio da Berenice. Ela criou essa poesia e nós ajudamos a melhorá-la de alguma forma. E depois o Cristiano, né? Cristiano Lima, fez toda essa montagem. Ele é como se fosse o Stanley aí do Mr. Keshe, né? Fez um trabalho belíssimo. Mas a ideia, além de trazer o copo da vida para como um poema, é um presente, é uma forma mais lúdica e também lembrar das pessoas que são incapacitadas auditivamente ou surdas. E dessa forma chamar a atenção que eles não podem participar desses ensinamentos. Porque mesmo que é traduzido, eles não conseguem. E também do profissional, das pessoas que se entregam para tentar ser esse intérprete. Então, essa foi a ideia da Berenice, através de uma poesia que juntou o copo da vida. Todos nós colocamos muito amor nisso tudo. E trazer a consciência dessa necessidade, de alguma forma, trazer Libras. I was saying to the Brazilian people that the idea to make this poem, it belongs to Berenice. She is a Libras interpreter. Libras stands for Language of Brazilian Signs, that hearing, impaired, or deaf people use to communicate. So her idea, besides to bring the cup of life, something like a poem, something light, something beautiful, as it is this gift that we know that we have. She could say something, because she is interpreter, how to include these people impaired to participate in this knowledge, because they cannot understand, even if it's translated, the classes or the teachings are translated, but they have no access about it. And so it was done. She brought the poesy. We made our supporter group beautiful people, so we made the best that we could to change a little bit here, there. And then Cristiano Lima, that's our background, made this video possible. He's like a Stanley for Mr. Keshe, maybe. Another beautiful soul we know. And to focus in these people who are not capable to receive the knowledge. We know that in the books. Well, it's another thing. Eu gostaria de falar também que as pessoas pensam que a pessoa que é incapacitada auditiva, elas podem ler português.
E isso não é verdade. Porque eles se comunicam pela língua de Libras. É a comunicação básica. Então, eles têm muita dificuldade de ler um texto, por exemplo, do Mr. Keshe. What I'm saying here is that everybody thinks that the people who is deaf or impaired, hearing impaired, why don't they read? Because reading, they don't understand. They are not illiterate. As I was saying, the test that I try to make it. Because of the language that they use are Libras. So they cannot even read this technology. They will understand this technology when you come to them and teach them, showing. So they are excluded. Então, o que eu estou falando para o Nobre Conselho Universal é que é uma língua e eles estão sendo literalmente excluídos. Porque eles não podem ler, não podem ouvir, não podem fazer nada. A não ser que alguém chegue muito próximo deles e ensinem a fazer. So, I think it's important as Universal Council represents a language of the world, should think about something about this language. How we can include all of them. Only Brazil have 10 million people hearing impaired. And worldwide, maybe, I don't know, they are excluded. Eu estou dando o meu pensamento, Conselho Universal, que somente no Brasil nós temos em torno de 10 milhões de pessoas incapacitadas. E no mundo todo, nós devemos ter milhares e milhares de pessoas que estão excluídas dessa tecnologia. Então, eu gostaria de ler, se vocês me permitem, um texto que a Berenice me mandou, como se fosse perguntas e respostas, que eu acho que é bem interessante. If you all allowed me, I'd like to read just a few questions and answers that Berenice sent to me to reflect, and I will make it fast as I can. That's not too long, but I think it's interesting for us to reflect about this. Bem, Libras, por Rossi Bertaglia, acessibilidade digital, comunidade surda, diversidade e inclusão. Perguntas e respostas. Intérpretes de Libras, o que fazem e qual a sua importância na comunidade surda? A gente sempre conta aqui no blog do Hugo fatos e curiosidades interessantes sobre a comunidade surda. E por isso não poderíamos deixar de falar sobre um profissional que tem um papel fundamental dentro dela, o intérprete de Libras. Sejam surdos ou ouvintes. Os intérpretes de Libras são responsáveis por facilitar a comunicação de maneira neutra, garantindo o acesso à informação para a pessoa surda que se comunica por meio da língua brasileira de sinais. É muito comum vermos participação desses profissionais em propagandas eleitorais e comunicados federais, mas eles estão mais presentes na vida dos surdos do que se imagina. A atuação dos intérpretes de Libras é necessária também em escolas, eventos culturais e até mesmo em consultas médicas. No entanto, para que a pessoa realize esse tipo de trabalho, é necessário que ela possua qualificação adequada e especialização na área em que atua. corporativa, jurídica, cultural, entre outras. Além disso, pelo fato de Libras, ou da Libras ser uma língua viva, ela constantemente passa por melhorias e formação de novos vocábulos. E é aí que o profissional que está sempre atualizado se destaca. So I read a test that was made by Rossi Pertaglia. Digital Accessibility, Deaf Community, Diversity and Inclusion. Libras interpreters, what do they do and what is their importance in the deaf community? We always tell here on Hugo's blog interesting facts and curiosities about the deaf community, and therefore we could not fail to talk about a professional who has a fundamental role in it, the Libras interpreter. Whether they are deaf or listeners, Libras interpreters are responsible for facilitating communication in a neutral way, ensuring access to information for deaf persons who communicates to the Brazilian Sign Language, or Libras. It's very common to see the participation of these professionals in electoral advertisements and federal communications, but they are more present in lives of the deaf than imagined. The performance of Libras interpreters is also necessary in schools, cultural events, and even in medical consultation. However, for the person to perform this type of work, it's necessary that she or he has adequate qualification and specialization in area in which he or she works, corporate, legal, cultural, among others. In addition, because Libras is a living language, it constantly undergoes improvements and formation of new words. And this is where the professional who is always up to date stands out. Por que o intérprete de Libras é tão importante? A maioria dos surdos tem a língua brasileira de sinais como sua língua materna e fazem uso dela para se expressar. Você pode estar pensando, mas se eles enxergam, por que eles não se comunicam com os ouvintes escrevendo em um papel ou lendo os conteúdos que encontram disponíveis? Além de ser inconveniente por não respeitar a língua utilizada pela pessoa surda, isso se torna inacessível, pois uma grande parcela dessa comunidade possui dificuldades com o português e depende da Libras para obter informação. Isso não quer dizer que sejam analfabetos ou que não conheçam o português, mas acontece que, por serem línguas distintas, inclusive na sua estrutura gramatical, os surdos dão preferência por se comunicar na sua língua-mãe. Assim, os intérpretes de Libras se tornam indispensáveis quando uma empresa ou organizadores de eventos contratam esses profissionais. Eles estão possibilitando que as pessoas que fazem o uso da língua brasileira de sinais acompanhem tudo o que está sendo dito ou exibido na mesma forma como os demais, proporcionando inclusão e acesso à informação e, consequentemente, engajando a marca na construção de uma sociedade mais igualitária. The next question is, why is the Libras interpreter so important? Well, most deaf people have the Brazilian Sign Language as their mother tongue and use it to express themselves. You might be thinking, but if they see, why don't they communicate with the listeners by writing on a paper or reading a content they find available? In addition to being inconvenient, as it does not respect the language used by the deaf person. This becomes inaccessible, since a large portion of this community has difficulties with the Portuguese, and they depends on Libras for information. This does not mean that they are illiterate or that they do not know Portuguese, but it turns out that because they are different languages, including in their grammatical structure, deaf people prefer to communicate in their mother language. Thus, Libras interpreters become indispensable. When a company or event organizer hires this professional, they are enabling people who use the Brazilian Sign Language to follow everything that's being said or displayed in the same way as the others, providing inclusion and access to information, and consequently engaging the brand in the construction of the brand in the construction of the more equality society. Well, last question. A última questão. O tradutor e intérprete de Libras são a mesma coisa? É muito comum as pessoas acreditarem que traduzir e interpretar são a mesma coisa, mas existe uma grande diferença nessas ações. O tradutor é responsável pela tradução de uma língua escrita. Tradutores de Libra convertem, por exemplo, conteúdos de livros, documentos do português para a língua brasileira de sinais. Já o intérprete está envolvido nas línguas sinalizadas ou faladas, ou seja, nas modalidades visuais, espacial ou oral auditiva. Enquanto alguém está fazendo uma palestra em língua portuguesa, por exemplo, os intérpretes de Libras traduzem em tempo real o que está sendo apresentado. Do mesmo modo, ele pode interpretar para a língua portuguesa o que um surdo está sinalizando, possibilitando que um ouvinte que não conhece Libras entenda o que está sendo falado. Vale lembrar que o trabalho desses profissionais não é restrito apenas a Libras. Existem outras línguas de sinais em todo o mundo. Afinal, não existe uma língua de sinais universal. Uma muito utilizada e bem conhecida é a língua de sinais americana, ASL, na sigla em inglês, que só nos Estados Unidos está presente na comunicação de 500 mil a 2 milhões de pessoas. Países como Filipinas, Porto Rico, República Dominicana e algumas partes do Canadá e México também fazem parte, ou também fazem o uso dela. Alguns intérpretes de Libras aqui no Brasil também aprendem essa língua como um grande diferencial em seus trabalhos. Well, also, I think this last question and answer. Are the Libras translator and interpreter be the same thing? It's very common for people to believe that translating and interpreting are the same thing, but there is a big difference in these actions. The translator is responsible for translating a written language. Libras translators convert, for example, book and document content for Portuguese to the Brazilian Sign Language, Libras. The interpreter, on the other hand, is involved in signed or spoken language, that is, in visual, spatial, or oral, auditory modalities. While someone is giving a lecture in Portuguese, for example, Libras interpreters translate in real time what is being presented. In the same way, we can interpret into Portuguese what a deaf person is signaling, allowing a listener who does not know Libras to understand what is being said. It's worth remembering that the work of these professionals is not restricted to Libras in Brazil alone. There are other sign languages around the world. After all, there is no universal sign language. A widely used and well-known one is the American Sign Language, ASL, which in the United States alone is present in the communication of 5,000 to 2 million people. Countries like the Philippines, Puerto Rico, Dominican Republic, and some parts of Canada and Mexico also make the use of it. Some Libras interpreters here in Brazil also learned this language as a great differentiator in their work. Então, pessoal, gostaria de trazer isso para todos pela importância que tem da inclusão. Nós temos na nossa mão uma tecnologia maravilhosa que eu acredito que possa até solucionar o problema deles, que nós sabemos que existe essa capacidade. Mas até lá eles precisam tentar acompanhar a gente de alguma forma. What I may say now to our Brazilian friends that we have so many people who are excluded in this process of learning this beautiful, wonderful technology and science that we are running. So that's what I would like to share with you all, just for reflection. And I would like to say as well that in Brazil, okay, let me talk in Portuguese. Já vou finalizando e também chamar a atenção que existe um aplicativo feito por brasileiros chamado HandTalk, onde aparece o Hugo e agora deve ter outros amigos chegando, que é fantástico. Eu baixei ele, você simplesmente coloca a palavra e o Hugo faz os sinais, e eu já cheguei a usar isso. E já estou até me comunicando com pessoas que eu me encontro, às vezes, num restaurante, eu ensino o que quer dizer um pão, um café, eles entendem e eles já me trazem. É muito legal. HandTalk, se vocês tiverem oportunidade, brasileiro e português. Aliás, português e inglês. Tem as duas diferenças entre eles por causa da diferença de língua. What I'm sharing here with the Brazilian community, everybody, the Portuguese language is speaking, is that...
And Jefferson, this is Oza. I have a question for you. I'm sorry. What is Libra means? You're saying Libra?
Libra stands for Língua Brasileira de Sinais. It's a language of Brazilian by signs.
Okay, so Brazilian language by sign is called Libra.
Libra, correct.
Yeah, okay, I got it.
That's
Thank you.
Libras. And American is ALS, American Language Signals. And just to say that in Brazil, they create an application for cell phone called the Hand Talk. I have it downloaded already on my phone. So you have a avatar that you just put the words that you want, just like I want coffee or I want bread or whatever you want to put. And she shows the signs that you must do to make that. It teaches around 360 degrees angle. It's very nice. It's very nice. It's in Libras and as well as in ALS, that they are different. Few signs are different, but they can communicate to each other. I have done this. I downloaded my phone. I have used this. Sometimes I go to a restaurant and I have the guy who serves. I taught him how to say thank you, coffee, bread, whatever. And when he's very far away from me, I'll just make the sign. Oh, I want some bread and coffee. Ele já signs, okay, I'll take to you. No, it's wonderful. It's in my pocket. You can talk to any people. I don't know if you can understand as well, but you just give, they will translate. Bom, pessoal, é isso que eu gostaria de dizer sobre essa poesia, né, do Copo da Vida, que eu achei que ficou muito legal. E agradecer a todos os colegas aí, os amigos no Brasil, os buscadores, os voluntários que estão trabalhando aí também com a gente dia e noite, para trazer essa tecnologia ao alcance de todos. Todos. E não só aqueles que têm capacidade de entender, de ler e de ouvir. Obrigado, viu, Berenice? Você está nos trazendo uma luz maravilhosa nessa história. Muito obrigado. I'm sharing here with the Brazilian, with you all, that that was the way we made this poem, and to try to make this inclusion, all these people who are out of this technology, but we will make it, thanks to Berenice, our knowledge seekers and supporters that work hard every day, every night, and learning in serving and helping people and doing whatever they can do. And Berenice reminds us that you have more people to bring together. You have those that you must find a way, I don't know which way, to make they include this movement that we are doing. I know that in space, nobody uses mouth or ear or any way of communication that we use here. We're going to use only our soul to communicate. But so far, in the physicality, we have this problem to solve, I believe. That's solvable. And, pessoal, só estou acrescentando aqui que nós sabemos que quando estivermos no universo, com a nossa alma, não existe boca, não existe ouvido, ninguém se comunica através dessa comunicação precária que nós temos aqui. Todo mundo vai se comunicar com a alma, todo mundo vai se comunicar com hologramas, talvez, eu ainda não sei. Mas, por enquanto, nós temos que buscar esse pessoal que estão aqui também na fisicalidade com a gente. E é isso, pessoal. Uma boa tarde e obrigado por ouvir. Well, I just said what I would like to add to this poem and say thank you very much to you all for listening to this. I hope we can bring a light to this. I don't know exactly how, but it's beautiful.
Thank you, Jefferson. Thank you for this, because I think what you brought here as a people who only can read sign language is global. It means if we can create something to reach out to those people, it's going to be beautiful. I think it is something that we never thought about it, and actually you just brought it up, which just opened our eyes that these people exist. It's not only in Brazil, actually globally they exist, and we should have a platform. Just I mean, because it's only sign language, and is all of them is the same. And one of the thing also I want to add here, as a UC member, when we had in our last meeting, we decided to keep this platform only for 2 hours limitation. When it started at 10, we finish at, I mean, my time is 10, European time is 4 to 6. And this is only a platform to connect the UC member with the rest of the planet. Either UC member bring something to the platform, what they've been doing or what's happening in the nation, or anybody who's here. It doesn't matter if you're a UC member, because you are in that language or UC support, you can bring something that you think it is happening in those areas. So it's not, this platform is not for personal agenda or any, as Mr. Keshe says, chit chat. So if we have enough information, people can talk about for 2 hours, it's fine. And also it makes it easier for people who later want to go to listen to this platform and they benefit from it. When they see 4 or 5 hours, they get reluctant to open the YouTube, but 2 hours, it always do. So we try to make it sufficient and best way possible to deliver the messages we all have, and not to consume our time because we want to sit by the computer and just have a cup of coffee and talk about, you know, this and that. So we have to make it short and sweet and deliver. Yes?
I have a question. Should people make presentations and present them to the Universal Council before they present them here, or should it be? Do you accept spontaneous presentations, and how do you want to? I
think they should send it to, they should send it to UC member, and then UC member looks at it and they can present it here. But they just cannot bring something that we don't know what it is. And,
okay, so there is a procedure there.
Yeah, that's the best way to do it. And if anybody has any question, please, please do.
Mrs. Cesar, it's Jefferson again. I really wanted to try one thing that's really spread to the language importance. Sorry if I brought it out of the way or bothering something in the Universal Council. I just did what my soul said. Sorry if I extended too much.
I think it was
Jefferson,
perfect.
Yours was perfect, because you just brought something that we never thought about it, and then you open it up, and actually this was beautiful. I wasn't talking about you. I just had to acknowledge what you said, and I just had to add to what I forgot to say initially, but it wasn't about you, and don't take it personally. But your presentation was perfect. This is what we want. We want to bring people to platform what we need to open our eyes to. We never thought about people who use the sign language. how can we deliver the knowledge to them? So this is something that we all have to come up with something for them.
I thought it was really quite relevant, actually, and it opened my eyes in the sense that I put myself in the position of some alien coming to this planet that's roughly of our, same intellect and so on, and we can't understand the language. It's not something you instantly understand, perhaps. Maybe we have telepathic, maybe we don't. But if we have a physicality, if we actually meet someone else in the physicality, whether they're from another country or from another world, the use of the hands and the facial expressions as well, but mostly the hands through this signing technique, is what you would do. And I've always thought that, and Mr. Keshe has expressed this at times, that you should be able to express this plasma teaching through very simple methods, such as hand gestures and basically a stick in the mud, a stick in the sand, drawing, how the universe works. And if it's universal ideas and they're deep and close to the source, then they'll be the same through the universe. And people in another part of the universe will be able to understand because the principles are all the same. So if we can, like I'm wondering about this app, iPhone app that can do the signing. What does it do for the word magnetic gravitational, for example, or GANs, or other words of the plasma technology? We will have to find new ways of signing to indicate those things, and certain structures, certain shapes that are signed that will indicate magnetic gravitational fields, for example. So this is a whole new area. I think it's beautiful, and thank you very much for presenting it.
And Jefferson, I have one more question. Like, do you think from Brazilian language, you guys can create a platform for these people? You think you guys can manage it, or you need help from other languages?
Well, thank you, Rick. Thank you very much. Thank you, Lazar, as well, for everybody. I understood that was not fresh or something. I'm happy that I could bring this way of looking that I just found a few days ago, and I elevate my soul to it. And I believe we can try. We can try to make it. We must make something. I don't know exactly what, but Berenice is a wonderful person who understands her friends. They use it. Maybe they can give you some idea. I will take you to Brazil, to our groups, and we can make a brainstorm to make how it can be done. I don't know, probably you're gonna need help, because of the sign language. They are different between Brazil and United States, maybe from Europe, from Arab countries, or China, whatever. I don't know.
Jefferson,
Yes.
Is it a lot different, the sign language between countries, or is a little bit different?
No, the answer is interesting. You can download this app, HandTalk.
No,
because
okay. My question is this. My question is this, Jefferson. Like, for example, if we have, right now we have Brazilian teaching, we have Farsi teaching, we have North American teaching, we have all kind of teaching. Do you think we can create a class just for the people who need a sign language? So we have a specific timing that people from different languages who know the sign language can come and teach, and we can open that class for the public.
I'm not sure, because I really don't know. I just got a contact with this situation in this language just a few days ago. I'm not, let's say, I didn't study it yet, but I thought about the app just for one reason. If you look if you put it there in English, hello, it makes a sign. And if you put in American language, hello, it's a little bit different sign. You can understand that say the same thing. I think it's the same way that you put someone that speaks Spanish or Portuguese and the English in the same class. Maybe there are some things together, but I must take it to the person that really understands this. I don't have this answer. I'm just saying what I saw in the little app. They are different signals for Brazilian language and American language, and probably for Arabic language, maybe. But that's it. We make our best. I'll be very happy to bring to you all the results. The guys in Brazil, they don't stop. They just go fast in every direction. It's a beautiful movement that we have in Brazil. It's very well, so elevated. If you allowed me, I will just make a small summarize that we were talking in this last minutes, so I can make our friends in Brazil to understand and to know what we were talking about. Bom, pessoal, eu vou tentar fazer pequeno resumo sobre o que a Azar falou e o Rick falou também com propriedade. Ela trouxe, a Azar trouxe, acho que alguma coisa que trouxe para nós mesmos, que acordar e voltarmos nossos olhos para essas pessoas também, por serem uma língua viva. Eles precisam ser incluídos, incapacitados, etc., auditivos, mudos, cegos, todos têm que ser incluídos nesse caminho. E ela falou que isso ela não havia pensado, eles não haviam pensado, e que achou muito legal trazer essa situação que nós estamos trazendo, né? Através de uma poesia. E ela pergunta como a gente poderia incrementar uma sala ou algo que a gente pudesse transmitir o conhecimento de Libras, como poderia ser feito isso. Inclusive, eu expliquei para ela sobre a diferença que existe um pouco entre Libras com a língua americana de sinais, talvez no Oriente Médio também seja diferente, na China diferente. Como poderia? Eu falei para ela que eu não tenho essa resposta. Existe aquele aplicativo do Handstalk, o Hugo, que a gente pode ver que você fala alguma coisa em português e você coloca em inglês. Existe uma ligeira semelhança, eles vão se entender. Mas para colocar dentro de uma sala de aula, como pode ser interagido, se há possibilidade dessa interação, e eu falei que eu não sei. Né? Aí vamos levar o nosso grupo ali, vamos quebrar a cabeça para ver como poderia ser feita essa inclusão. Eles ofereceram ajuda, se caso seja necessário, para a gente criar e trazer esse pessoal junto aí, ou criar pelo menos alguma coisa que eles possam acessar e entender. E o Rick estava comentando que nós trouxemos um ponto muito legal para discussão, para atentar a essa forma, e ele trouxe um aspecto muito legal que eu mesmo não tinha pensado. Ele falou, você imagina se vem um alien aqui para a Terra, a gente supõe, um alien bom, né? Todos são, a gente vai conversar com eles, talvez por telepatia, mas muito mais provável que nós conversemos com eles inicialmente por sinais. E talvez sejam esses sinais, a comunicação que nós vamos ter com eles. É um ponto de vista muito legal, e ele foi mais longe, ele falou, imagina você, através desse tipo de aplicativo, você pode até fazer comunicação através de GANs ou coisa que o valha, seja com quem for, através de campos plasmáticos, de repente, alguma coisa. Nós temos que caminhar para algo que nós estamos caminhando, que é muito novo para todo mundo. E como isso aí está sendo importante, a gente ter trazido para o Conselho Universal esse ponto de vista, ou esse ponto de preocupação no bom sentido de inclusão. Tá bom, pessoal? Eu vou agora só ficar acompanhando aqui. Muito obrigado aí a gente consegue sentir a energia de vocês, é interessante, né? Muito obrigado por essa energia. Ajudou bastante. Obrigado mesmo. What am I saying? I was just making a summarize what Rick said, what you said, Azar, and I was saying that while I was talking to you all, I could feel all the energy helping me to make my words clear that could be understood and comprehended, not by only the English, as well as in Portuguese. So I say thank you very much to you all. And always, Mr. Keshe, that I will just say thank you all day long.
Thank you, Jefferson. I think it was beautiful. And this was something that we'll be talking about, you know, wherever you are, what language you speak, you don't have to be a UC member. Like something what Jefferson did today, something that he came up with that he thinks his community needs it. And this is not only about his community. I think everywhere in the world, we need that for the people who live with the sign language. And thanks again.
Okay, thank you very much. Good afternoon. I will be listening now. Really proud. Thank you.
I have a vision of all the sign languages communicating with each other in unity about the plasma technology, excitedly. I think that there's a lot of hands will be springing into action here. All right, that was wonderful. Let's go back to our presentation, perhaps.
Yes, good evening, and especially with good evening, good afternoon, good morning, of course, wherever you are, because it's a worldwide platform. So I cannot have the assumption that it's even everywhere in the world. And of course, with the Dome of Peace, definitely we can speed up the process where we're going to be telepathic. So no need to, we're going to accommodate at the soul. When we work at the soul level, we will not have any more of this issue where people will not be able to talk or see or hear, or at the soul level, we're going to know those problems because the soul is perfect, as we know. I'm gonna read the Dome of Peace because actually this Sunday I will tell you later. Okay, I'm gonna read it. So the Dome of Peace from Mr. Keshe. Please remember this Sunday and every Sunday from now on until we rise the soul of this planet to a peaceful planet. Keshe Foundation knowledge seekers worldwide will spread the Gans water around the world at 12 PM CET time and 18 PM CET time every Sunday at the same time as they choose which time to suit them. Okay. Thank you for the participating in this greatest movement by the soul of the man to bring about the peace on this planet as a permanent feature of the life of this planet. And someone actually shared in the Word Telegram chat this video who end up, I saw it on Sunday. And those videos really make me understand also the importance of spray the plasma, the guns, the gas in monatomic state, so in the air. And maybe some of you saw it, but others didn't, so I'm just gonna share it. It was a video about the air pollution and the chemtrail, the geochemtrail, so the experiment they're doing with the weather. And it was very interesting because you have experts from all over the world, biologists, zoologists, captain of the plane, people in the army, people in the air space, you know, all experts that all over the world were serious concern about this experiment. I mean, no one know really why they're doing those experiments. They must have some reason. But nevertheless, since those experiments has been carried, they've been having some serious problems in the environment. And this is a fact. And this platform, as we always said, is a platform where you bring problematic that we are facing now, and together we finding solution for the goods of the individual and for the goods of all, you know, for all living being and beyond, because now we're talking about space technology. So now we understood that there is not just Earth, and the benefit that from individual, starting from one person, they will have the ripple effect through not just your city, not just your family, your neighborhood, your city, and up to the Earth, but also to the universe, galaxy, universe. We're really learning about this connection that we have between us from here to the universe. So we're all connected. So even the thing, even a thought that you think today will have a ripple effect up to the universe. So one of the problematic that I was on this video that was concern all these scientists and biology, geologists, people from the Navy, all the people I named before, was this experiment they carried. They must have, of course, some reason why they're doing that. But those experiments have been going, I don't know, maybe 20 years or even more, I don't know. They now, they really start to have very serious effect on animal, plants, on the air that we breathe, on the people, on the animal, insect, plants, everything, atmosphere itself. Really, they showed in this video all the concern that they had because of this experimented with the weather. So more than ever, I really invite knowledge seekers and anyone who can to spray this plasma in the environment. You know, it's amazing. You know, one action from one person, if you multiplied through the whole planet, the difference we can make just by spraying. And of course, because also we're choosing a day, a specific day, a specific time, we work like a big magnet, so it will have a big effect. So I really invite, as we know, the plasma technology, one of the vision that we have is to clean the environment, clean the polluted water, the polluted air, really total clean of Earth. First of all, because we're in a point where we got no more option. We're going into a non-returnable road if it continues to polluting the world. So just by doing this spray, as we know, the plasma technology can clean all the pollution that is present right now. And also, we already know that the plasma go through time and space. So it connects from each other. We can make a plasma dome, like we saw in the video of Sala. I invite you, all of you, to go and to see this video, where it shows how this dome can really happen once, because the plasma from all over the world connected with each other. And I can wait for the enhancement unit that now they're getting ready to be distributed all over the planet. So enhancement unit plus the work of the knowledge seekers, really, I really have the confidence that by spraying the plasma around the plants, around the water, around the house, around the street, everywhere you can, we can turn harmful things to turn into no harmful things. And we know this can be done with the plasma technology. So I just wanted to share this, because I really think after this video just remind me, give me an extra importance of what we are doing. It seems very little to you, but if you multiply your action for billions of people, it can be a really big difference. So thank you so much in advance for making the cup at home and producing guns, and spread them in the water, spread them in the air, spread them in wherever you can think of. Thank you.
Hello, everyone. This is Mosfik, Universal Councilman representing Bengali language. Today, one of the things I want to talk about is communicating beyond languages. And it's relevant in a way that Jefferson brought up the situation of Libras, of people who communicate in a different way. I mean, for many of us, like here, for example, if we speak one language, when it comes to another language, we are deaf and dumb in a way. So we can go beyond this. It's not that difficult. And the story that I'm going to start with is what happened about 1.5 years back in Brazil. I am Bengali speaking, I speak English, but I don't understand or speak Portuguese at all. So I was with some friends, Brazilian friends, and it was, I mean, before that, I also have met some of these people and I've talked to them about plasma science. And many of them have benefited there in Brazil. I mean, this is among my friends, so it's not, then most of them did not know about Keshe Foundation at all. So this was a year later. So one of my doctor friends there He was presenting about how to relate to patients, connect with the patient beyond like the physical aspect of the treatment, and how one can recognize the need of the patient and act in a way that is beyond what is practiced in various medical practices as it is today. And he knows about what I have done with plasma technology with my Brazilian friends and also some friends in other South American countries. So he said, you should come to this presentation. And I said, well, I don't speak Portuguese and I don't understand Portuguese at all. So then, well, I make an intention to relate to you. And I said, I will do the same. And I said, okay, let's see how it goes. But, you know, and I said to one of my other friends that, you know, since you may need to come with me to help me understand this presentation. So I go there and, you know, mostly Brazilian friends there and some people I don't know. And so he started talking about this topic. And my friend was translating for me, like next to my ear. But as he started talking, I mean, we made the intention. So this was a very, very definite thing we both did. And I could understand, and this was very shocking to me in a way. I could understand what he was saying. And at first it was very disconcerting because I was understanding him, I mean, very well. But you know, my friend who was trying to translate, I said, quit translating because I won't understand him if I listen to you. So I was understanding, and there was a PowerPoint presentation going on simultaneously. So since I know English and I know some of the Latin roots, so I said, okay, if I look at the presentation, perhaps I will get even better, understand even better. But when I focused on the PowerPoint presentation, I couldn't follow him. So actually the PowerPoint presentation was hindering my ability to understand him. So I quit looking at it, and again, it became clear. So here we are communicating, my friend and I, directly without me knowing the language at all. And the soul level intention, that was the trigger. And the way he spoke, I could follow his emotion and as well as the message. So, and most of the physical things that we are used to, like the sound of the word, the meaning of the word, the way it is written, all of these are very relevant in that case. In fact, they were the hindrance. The sound of my friend translating the PowerPoint that was going on the computer screen, all of those actually was stopping me from understanding this. So it was a very unusual experience. At the same time, I got this sensation that we really don't need to understand the language. So, and I have tested it since then with other languages that I don't speak, and I do teach a few groups that speaks a Spanish group, for example. And it is once I suspended the belief that I'm not going to understand the language, I could. And in fact, what I have done recently is that I am teaching plasma technology. This is the experimental side of plasma technology. And it involves people, Bengali-speaking people, Spanish-speaking people, and Portuguese-speaking people. We do translate a part of it where I talk a little bit about it, but the experimental part, we barely speak anything. And one of the things we are learning that all of us in this class, is how to understand with minimum words. We use some technical words, but rest of it is demonstration. So we try to relate to each other only through emotion as far as possible. Yeah, we talk and there is some translation going on. It's fine, but at the same time, and all of us are finding that we do understand each other much more than we assumed we could. So this, that, you know, the Libra people, or, I mean, somebody who is the Libra situation, or a Portuguese speaking people, both are same to me in a way. But at the same time, I have, and we all have actually, have the ability to understand them and understand them very well. And as part of our journey towards the Universal Council community, our local community has this access. This is, I mean, one may call it telepathy or something else. It doesn't matter. What matters here is that we have to have the belief that yes, it can be done. And what I'm saying here is that there is enough proof that it can be done. Not just in one case, we are practicing it, and it is being done. So our ability as language member is not just the community. Yes, our community, we can talk to the whole community, but our communication need not to be restricted to the physical transmission. As you know, Stefani was talking about spreading through this intention and the soul level communication, and emotional level as communication, because we feel the emotion of the languages, and we can feel the emotions of other languages too. It's not just our language. And we can find commonality among us in this way. And this communication is nothing foreign. It's readily available to us as soon as we suspend the thought that, yes, we can't understand each other. We can. And, you know, some of these Brazilian friends of mine, they speak English, so I can talk to them, but others I don't. And some of them have become closer friends since then, because I could relate to them without even, they were speaking Portuguese, but I was not speaking Portuguese at all. And I don't understand it. I mean, now because being exposed to it, I understand a little more, but I don't have to actually. And this is same with Spanish for me, actually. And it works very well. And not just like in casual communication, it was a whole presentation. And right now we are also doing it in a teaching situation or learning situation. So something very practical and doable. And it's not theoretical, it's very practical and readily available to us. So this, I wanted to relate it to everybody, especially today. I wanted to talk about this earlier, but because of our timing, it didn't work out. But Jefferson's presentation fits in with this very well. So all these Libra peoples we can communicate to them in whatever language, wherever we are on this planet. And this, we have to, what I feel is that as soon as we appreciate this, we have it. As long as we don't think that we can do it, we are not there. So, but we are there. We know, and with universal community, we will be doing this. And so it's a good time to learn, and it works. So it is from my experience that I'm sharing this, and I'm just like anyone else. So everybody, all of us can do it. So anyway, thank you. If you have any question, I can answer specifics.
Thank you, Moshfik. Thank you so much, my dear. As I will say that what you have said is so correct. I will say the app is mother of all app. the universal love in the understanding level of understanding. I have used the word mother because the mother understood the child. Always, as a child came, the mother hugs and kisses the child and says, "Oh, I know what you need, what you have done. Here it is, what you need." So, this is what you have said in the soul level. Maybe very near, we could connect everybody like that. We don't have to speak any language, and thank you. In Bengali, I always also want to say তোমাকে অনেক অশেষ ধন্যবাদ মশফিক। তুমি একটা বাঙালি কমিউনিটি হিসাবে তোমাকে আমি অশেষ ধন্যবাদ দিই, সালাম আলাইকুম বলি, নমস্কার বলি, আর হৃদয় দিয়ে ভালোবাসা দিই। And as a Hindi representation of a universal council, as Azhar said, we must say, every universal council must say according as the language. I will say as a representation, I represent the Hindi language. The language is one, Hindi, the national language of India. But behind this language, everything is separate and very, very separate and divided. I mean, the situation, if here everybody wants to know, I will say that every moment now and then in India, there is a dharma, religion is created. But because I thanks to these fake gurus, this politician, corporate sector people, they are creating all this mess always. And it is like the onion, every layer is compact with the onion. And the last layer, the upper layer, is very compact and brittle. And inside, every layer is separate like anything ever separated. So in India, they thought that freedom has been given by these freedom fighters to all of the Indian people, and the Britishers are gone. But it is all fake. They don't know, they have never been liberated. And as I have posted to the leaders, I have posted to many corporate sectors about the ethos of the foundation, about the knowledge, about the enhancement unit, but nobody responded me. But even in my starting from my home, many are indulge in these gurus, and because every house has an independent guru. Here in India, this Guru Chela, the Guru's disciple thing is very much famous. The Taj Mahal is famous and the Guru's ashram is famous. So this is what here they are participating in the crime to end humanity in India. It is in big ignorance. They are in ignorance. And I will say, I wish, as a universal soul, as a universal energy, we all are, I wish from the core of my heart and soul, every day, every moment, to awaken, to enhance their soul, even if they are criminals, that they should tell the truth to the people, that they should be awakened, or maybe this will help many of the souls to get liberated and walk with the truth, with the ethos of the universal creator. So this is what I want to say about in India. They are in very much ignorance and of many cause, and especially the responsibilities are on these gurus, I will say. And if they will tell the truth to the people, what has happened thousands of years ago, what is happening, then people will awaken more quickly. And I think, and I wish they will, because the time we are in is transiting, everything will go reverse, kind of. If somebody is brittle in physicality, it will be very painful. So this is the way I will say in India, that if the politicians, the diplomats, and they are creating all these gods and goddesses every day, crores of gods and goddesses, and they are shouting in the media, in the paper, that worshipping this and that goddess will relieve you and will give you this and that, and then you will transit. Even they are using the word transition, but they are not actually speaking the truth and giving them more ignorance and darkness. So I will say for India that awake, my dear souls, awake in the light and enlightenment and walk with the ethos of the foundation, walk with the ethos of the universal energy, universal soul. I am here, I am wishing every moment. So this is what I would say about India. And thank you, Moshfik. Thank you, everybody. Thank you. Salam, namaste, salute.
Thank you, Shweta. I notice you might hear in the background here too. There's rooster started crowing through your entire
Yes, I heard
here.
that.
and not
I
only
heard that.
not only that, but I had a rainbow come out here, which is I've only seen 1 or 2 rainbows over the last dozen years in this particular vicinity, and it came right down into the woods right in front of me here.
Oh.
A couple of kilometers away, and very
day.
intense. I tried to take a picture on my camera and it will not even show up on my camera. It's so bizarre. So anyway, I just thought I'd stick that in there.
Thank you.
So thank you for what you said. Now, Moshfik, did you have something else you wanted to add, or were you complete?
No, I'm done. If there is any question, I'll answer. Otherwise, we can move to the next thing.
Rooster says we're alive and awake and moving ahead here, I guess. So we did have actually a hand up before from Salamia. I think she might have had something she wanted to talk about from previous. So perhaps we'll hear from her. I'll remind us we only have about another 10 minutes or 12 minutes or something in the show. Okay, Salamia, would you like to go ahead?
Hello, much love to all of you. I'm so happy that my intention with the poetry just inspired you. Do you remember when I start to just to make this poetry for you? I put the seeds, and now your community just took it and make it useful. I am very happy. And also last video, which showed to you that we can feed our soul directly from the sun, because sun, it's our soul from our galaxy. We have one soul inside. We have many souls because we have many galaxies inside. We are the universe. So we can feed ourselves from the universe directly. And plasma technology just show us how is possible in the physical world. But in the future, we have to forget about physicality and just understand the fields, because we feed our soul from the fields. I was also amazing listening to my brothers from India that we can communicate with the help of our soul. It's true, because also our thought can go with the speed of light and more speedy, with a speed of super light, depends on the medium. So, and we can communicate in each corner, if the universe has corner, instantly, with our thought and with our soul. We are so sensitive to emotions. Our DNA, I mean in English, it's sensitive to the language and to the thought. We can regenerate and repair our DNA with the help of words, because words and thought create resonance in our soul. Do you remember when I had this small poetry regarding DNA? I was feeling very, very happy this day when I recited, and I made this video for a contest, not to show to you. And I wasn't able, and I didn't feel like eating this day because my soul was fed with fields, strong fields and rays of the sun. Do you remember? It wasn't any sun. But when I start to talk about DNA, about divine cosmic rays, sun just start to shine on my soul and to feed my soul. I hope that you feel now, and these rays can feed you at the soul level. You will be energized. You will receive the energy from my soul and from the soul of Universal Council, which is one now. I hope that in the future we'll communicate more at the soul level, and we will teach all the planet how to communicate as an international non-verbal language at the soul level in order to elevate our soul through this plasma knowledge, which is a knowledge of peace on this earth. I'm confident that we'll create a new civilization on this earth as a common nation with common goal to create the kingdom of peace, the dome on peace on this earth. Our soul will influence our leaders, spiritual leaders, political leaders, any type of leaders. We will have to put this intention to influence in good direction the future of humanity through the soul. We will elevate the soul of both nations, of Iran, of Iran and Israel. Right now, begging them at the soul level, don't harm each other, because all we are equal. Brothers and sisters, we have a common soul. Each soul creates the soul of this planet, the soul of this unicos on this universe. Just living in peace. Universe has enough resources to feed everybody, to feed all of us. We don't need to struggle to fight for access to limited resources, because the truth that resources are unlimited, they are infinite. Energy is infinite. We need, in fact, energy. We have to detach of this physicality and material world, because our essence, it's immaterial. Our essence is a dynamic plasma. Our essence is soul. So, love and understanding, and thank you for listening me. I feel so happy, so peaceful. I feel all the beauty of your soul. I love you. Thanks.
Thank you, Salomena. Thank you. Thank you for what you just said just now. Thank you so much.
Much love to you, dear.
Thank you. So we're about to close. So I don't know, Sweta, are you gonna read the invitation?
Yes, I am.
Okay,
Yes,
I just
yes,
want
I
to
am here.
maybe just briefly, I just would like to, no, actually, you go ahead. I say this after you finish. Don't worry.
Okay. Thank you, Stefania. I am Shwetanvar, you see Hindi language. And as Rick always says, I again say that welcome, my dear ones. Welcome to this one planet, one race, one nation in the world peace. And welcome to the universal energy, universal community, universal soul. So I want to say that all beautiful souls, those who are present, those who are even not present, they are in the knowingness. I know as a soul. I will say that please surrender. Well, it's a call of love. Surrender to the universal love. Surrender to the peace, universal peace. Surrender to the universal light and knowledge. As sometimes, somehow, I have shared with many people around me that love has some ethos. They never accepted that. Love has an ethos. I said yes. They said if you want to if you want to experience true love, then there is some ethos you have to follow, and that is universal. So this is how love works. Courage is love, kindness is love, everything, the universal way is love. So you can see the Universal Council page, the website. This is the website you can open and see the Universal Council page. And I also especially appeal to the younger generation, call to the younger generation to join the Universal Council membership. And all existing soul can join to the Universal Council membership and Universal Council support membership. I'm sorry. So this is the page, and you can see the color, the violet color, the color of transition, the color of protection, the color of Saint Germain. As the yesterday was the solar eclipse, and there's a big events going on in the cosmic level, in the soul level, in the universal level. So this is the application again in the color violet, beautiful. Please fill this application with the soul pen, with love and with peace and light. Please do, my dear souls. And we are always with you. All the universal souls are always with each other. We enlighten each other. We enhance each other. This is the way the ethos of the foundation works. This is the way the knowledge works. This is the way universal creator wants us to work. I mean, he needs us to do that, to be in his guidance. So you have seen that. Derek, you can go to the other slide. There's a link page to the Universal Council Charter. It will take a second. So, my dear souls, surrender. You have to surrender. Surrender doesn't mean that giving up everything. It is just to know, have the knowledge clearly about what is love, what is light, what is peace, what is the knowledge. So this is the links to the documents about the UC charter. You can go to the link below, the UC mandate, which is very much necessary for every being to learn how to live like a true human, in a true human nature. And especially those who are applying for the Universal Council membership and Universal Council support membership. And there's the EC Earth Constitution that it is also necessary to read, as we are still in this physicality. And the most important thing is the peace roadmap, as we are walking in this road already. So in this transition time, beautiful souls, be there, present there in love, surrender. So again, I will say, welcome, my dear souls, beautiful souls. You are all beautiful souls. And Suswagatam, in Hindi language we say, Swagatam means welcome. And thank you so much for being here. Thank you. Thank you, everybody. Thank you, my dear Rick. So, salam, namaste, salute. Thank you.
Thank you, Sweta. Just regarding the application of the Universal Council supporter, now than ever, it's definitely, we need the all support we can. At the moment, as you know, our wish is to have an announcement unit in any major city. So if you are listening and you want to facilitate this process by contribute with what you can, contact your, if you're knowledge seekers or if you're new, go into the Telegram chat or contact your languages group. Apply if you want to become a Universal Council supporter or Universal Council if in your language there are not a Universal Council yet. Because at the moment we really need to get together and really work together to make it happen, make the announcement unit in the most major city. So and every little help. So for example, if you're in UK, definitely I speak about UK. We need to bring people together in there because the process is already started. In Italy as well. So, and I'm sure many other countries. So really, if you're listening and you can help, please apply. Also, I learned yesterday from Mr. Keshe that also we, you know, because for example, for the Italian language, we work in because a long time ago we had a knowledge seeker coming to this platform and saying that one of the things they found that were very difficult to find us or to looking for us or to find information about us or collecting video. So I know that we organizing, the Keshe Foundation is organizing to make have a lot improvement on the website in such a way that all different languages they will have for a new knowledge seekers, they will have a much easier access to find information in different languages. So if you are a graphic designer, if you are good with computers, or if you are very good with programming and you have spare time because maybe, you know, with the pandemic, I don't know, you lost jobs and whatever. If you got time, contact again your Telegram group or any of your languages, and through them you're gonna be able to reach to the people you need to talk to really give a support on this. So I know, for example, I'm a representative of the Italian language, so I know for a fact that in Italy we need to have more people helping us regarding translation and regarding like a computer expert or these things. So if you're listening and you speak Italian and English, definitely for us you're really precious. So please get in contact with the Italian Telegram group. So I just wanted to make this announcement because I think this platform is it's a very good platform where we can all reach to many people as possible because it's a worldwide platform. Okay, thank you.
Can I quickly say something, please? It's Dean here, representing the UC from English. Thank you for the meeting. It's been a wonderful meeting. And it's wonderful to be present with all these souls across the planet. All of us is one soul. The Universal Council, we're all Universal Council members. Each and every one of us, we're all part of the same planet. We're all part of the same nation. We're all human beings. It's what we were here to be, one nation. We already are. We could be nothing but. We live on one home, one planet. It's called Mother Earth. So we're already connected, and we're already connected to the universe. We're already connected to every being, every soul that's present. It's within you, and it's within the Unicos. It's within the Creator. We are part of the creation, the Creator. So you all are all members. Whether you have signed up in your physicality or not, you are a member of the Universal Council, of the universal community, of planet Earth, a human being, or any entity. So I'd just like to say thank you. I give freely from my soul to all souls in existence. Take what you need, the Universal Council.
Okay, thank you, Dean. Very good. Is there any other final comments from the Universal Council? Shall we wrap up for today?
I think we should wrap up, Rick. I think we're done. Thank you.
Azhar, I want to say something, that those knowledge seekers or beings who are approaching for the enhancement unit or all the materials of the foundation, the knowledge, they must prepare like the peaceful moments to go through. They have to go through. They must go through the peace roadmap and sign the peace treaty and learn how to be in peace, so that with the enhancement unit they can enhance their soul and others also. So that is very necessary to receive and give, the knowledge of receiving and giving in the universal way. They have to know that first, then they can approach and sign the peace treaty and have the enhancement unit and other gifts of the foundation according to the universal ethos. Thank you so much.
Okay, very good. I suggest we wrap it up for today. We almost came in under the 2-hour mark, but close enough for our first try here. And let's get back to the other screen here. Just 1 second. Okay, so I'd just like to say thank you to all the presenters today and to the Universal Council for another wonderful show here. This has been the 148th One Nation, One Planet, One Race for World Peace for Tuesday, December 15th, 2020. And thank you everybody for attending and participating in today's show. And we'll be back again next week at this same time and place. And you can look forward to also the Keshe Plasma Reactor group coming up starting at 7 a.m. Central European Time on Wednesday, December 16th, as well as the Knowledge Seekers Workshop as usual on Thursday at 9 a.m. Central European Time. And of course, there's other language teachings that are going on. You'll have to follow the links for those in various places. Okay, thank you everyone, and see you next time.